Donald Trump. Did you see what he recently said about that he wants to see the economy crash this year? A sitting president. A sitting president.
A sitting president.
We are so screwed. The president's brain is broken. He's campaigning quite a bit right now. You saw him in Michigan. You saw him in South Carolina. You saw him in Wisconsin. He needs votes. And between now and Election Day in November, it's just going to get harder and harder for him to get out there and make speeches. But just from the last few days, we've got several instances where, well, the president's brain appears to be broken. Let's kick things off.
Did you see what he recently said about that he wants to see the economy crash this year? A sitting president. As they say in my faith, bless me, Father, come on, man.
All right, let me try to translate that for you. He was talking about Trump saying something. He's alleging that Trump said something about wanting the economy to break, but then he referred to him as the sitting president. I can't believe this. Donald Trump, the sitting president, says that he wants the economy to break. Somebody should really give him a little card and let him know that, no, sir, in fact, you're the sitting president. You? What? Are you kidding me? What is that kind of malarkey? No, really, Joe, you're the sitting president right now. No, nobody would vote for me. What are you talking? No, it's true. Somehow it happened. There's more.
Donald Trump, when he was commander-in-chief, refused to visit a cemetery, U.S. cemetery outside of Paris for fallen American soldiers.
That story is, of course, completely debunked. There's only one or two anonymous sources for that Atlantic article. And meanwhile, multiple people who were there on the president's plane coming back from France have said this never happened. And they've gone on the record with their names. But, of course, that won't stop Joe Biden from quoting a lie, because the media is not going to call him out on it. And then he just loses it.
And he referred to those heroes, and I quote, as suckers and losers. He actually said that. He said that. How dare he say that? How dare he talk about my son and all of us like that?
Does he think his son died in Normandy? I mean, we know he thinks his son died in Iraq, which didn't happen either. It is nice to see him get angry and show some passion about something really serious like this, a false rumor about what his political opponent didn't say. Imagine if he showed that kind of anger and compassion and energy toward, the invasion on our southern border, or the destruction of our economy, or 3 service members dead because he's been funding Iran and the terrorist satellites that Iran funds. Imagine if he had that kind of passion and energy about something like that. But no, he says it for the really important stuff, things that Donald Trump never said.
Ron Jameson.
Ron Jameson. See you, man. Pleasure to meet you. Why did you run in front of us playing it though? I could have been all American.
I would lay him down for you. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
All right, so I don't know if you could hear it because it was a little off mic, but he meets this guy in a coffee shop, and he says, if I had you running in front of me going downfield, I would have been an All-American. That's Joe Biden's way of saying, wow, you're a really big black man. You are one giant, fat, old, girthy black man. And I'm going to reduce you down to being a blocker on a football team, because that's really all I see when I see you. I see an offensive lineman on a football team, because I am, in fact, a racist. I'm paraphrasing him, but that's pretty much what he said. More from Biden's broken brain this weekend.
Like I said, I was kidding with Jim. I always go to 7:30 Mass at St. Joe's, which is a Catholic church built by indentured Irish servants working for the DuPont family. It's kind of those kind of made me angry. The cornerstone of the church, 1848, says built for our Catholics. I never figured we were their Catholics. But anyway, but all kidding aside, then I'd go to 10.
Oh, kidding aside, we'll play a little bit more of this, but I just want to unpack a couple of things there. First of all, he's at a black church, by the way. This kind of gross and despicable description of the people who built that church that he's referring to in Delaware as Irish indentured servants. It's almost like he's saying, yeah, we had slavery of our own, we had our own slaves. I know what it's like, man. And the fact that if this is true, which again, Lord knows, everything needs to be taken with a pound of salt, let alone a grain. But if he actually saw the cornerstone of this church that the DuPont family paid for, say built for our Catholics, and he took that to mean that the Catholics were a possession of the DuPonts, his brain, as I've said, is completely broken, even more so than the obvious medical brain damage that he's suffering from right now. Why would you immediately think that our Catholics means that you're the possession of the DuPonts? It's actually about us being a family and part of the body of Christ, isn't it? That's how I would take it, but, I'm not, brain damaged.
10:30 Mass, 10:30 service with Reverend Beeman. And during the Civil Rights era, when I was working hard as a young man, a public defender. And, you said it, Rev, my mother would say, you got to be who you say you are. You got to do what you say you're going to do. You just get up. Just get up.
That's some deep thoughts there, isn't it, man? It's like his speechwriters basically went through a thought of a day calendar and cobbled a few of the things together. This is Joe Biden repeating again the lie that he used to attend mass every day and then go to the AME church, a black church, because he was a civil rights leader, which he wasn't, and he's on tape other times saying that he didn't do anything during the civil rights struggles of the 60s. It's gross and despicable, and, well, that's your president. And, frankly, we're just scratching the surface of Biden's broken brain.
Thanks for bringing me home. Well, y'all think I'm kidding. The longest time when I was a young public defender and a United States Senator, I went to, an AME church. I apologize. But Reverend Beeman, you brought it all back, Rev.
There you go. Yeah, you brought it all back. I went to an AME church, but, you guys are the same, you Baptists or whatever you are, because, you're all black, right? How does he get away with this? I'm going to say half of the things I'm showing you, if Donald Trump had come close, or any Republican had come close to saying some of the crap that this guy says, it would be wall-to-wall coverage. I mean, talk about the embarrassing low expectations that this guy brings to the table. Back to South Carolina with all of these appearances, by the way, are just in the last few days.
Asylum officers and over 100 cutting-edge inspection machines to help detect and stop fentanyl coming out our southwest border.
Wow, that was pretty clear. That was pretty articulate. Can I just tell you something? This is all written down for him. I don't know if you've seen Joe Biden give an appearance in person recently, but the teleprompters are like the size of the Jumbotron at Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium down in Dallas. That, like the really big one? And he's still having trouble reading.
And over 100 cutting-edge inspection machines to help detect and stop fentanyl coming out our southwest border.
Yeah, he's fine for 4 more years, everyone. He's good. It's fine. Absolutely fine. We are so screwed. This may be my favorite one from the weekend, though. This was an appearance that he did, I believe, also in Milwaukee. And he was walking through a hard hat section at one point, and he put on somebody's hard hat to pose for a picture. And anyone who has worn a hard hat is like, listen, I'm not a construction worker, but I've been to construction zones at various times in the last 10 years of my life, and I've had to wear a hard hat. Maybe you have too, right? And you know that strap right there, that black strap across his forehead, that's in the back. That's in the back of the hard hat. He's wearing his hard hat backwards. And people saw this and they pointed it out on social media and they said, look at this imbecile. He's wearing his hard hat backwards in this picture. And this is proof positive here, because this is another guy. This is that same guy in the picture. He took his jacket off. That's the blue shirt underneath. But that's his hat, right? And you can see the stickers right here on the back of it. There's the black strap on the back of his head where it's supposed to be. And this is the little array of stickers, like red and blue right there, and then some other sticker up top there. And there's the exact same array of stickers, right? It's obvious that he's wearing the hard hat backwards, right? Same hat. Absolutely same hat. Well, this got fact-checked by the people at Snopes. President Joe Biden wore a hard hat backwards during a photo op with union construction workers in Superior, Wisconsin. Fact check, false. God, this is so beautiful. Snopes had to jump on this one. Boy, they were Johnny on the spot. People are saying that Joe Biden wore a hard hat backwards. That can't be true. Quick. Stop the presses. We need to do a fact check. We're Snopes. So they rated this as false. Now, once again, let me just show you the evidence that we're dealing with here. There he is wearing the hat. Objective by any measure, that is the back strap of the hard hat. And clearly, this is the construction worker who is wearing it properly. He's wearing the hat backwards. But Snopes had to go in there, a fact-checking organization, I'll have you know, an organization that is referenced ad nauseum by the left on the internet. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever engaged with somebody on Facebook in the comment section or on Twitter or where have you, and they start to make assertions, and you say that, no, that's wrong. I just checked it on Snopes, man. Snopes says that's wrong. That's false. So they use Snopes as their reference point, and Snopes says that it's false. Now, there was immediate pushback on this, and long story short, Snopes amended their fact check, and now they say that it's true. Editor's note, we received a ton of comments in a very short time challenging our assumption that wearing a hard hat backwards means wearing it with the brim facing to the rear and forwards means wearing a brim to the front. On the basis of that assumption, we originally rated the claim that Biden was wearing a hat backwards as false. On the basis of that assumption, that's where we are now with fact checks. Hey guys, we gotta get a fact check out on this. Is this true or false? Well, I assume it's false. Go with it. But now, since people on the internet have told us otherwise, we've decided to rate it true. And they're still respected, by the way, by the left and by the media. But this is the world we're living in when it comes to fact checks on the left. Welcome to it. All right, let's finish up because we've got more of Biden in Wisconsin. This may be the soundbite of all soundbites. Here he is talking about a local brewery and saying, actually, nobody knows what he was saying. Here, listen.
The beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes.
Well, I mean, who can argue with that? It's funny, and it's worth mocking. We should. But can I just remind you that 3 members of the United States military have been murdered by terrorists supported by Iran, paid for by this guy? And he's in charge of our foreign policy right now. He's our commander-in-chief. He's putting American lives in danger on a minute-by-minute basis. He's refusing to support our ally Israel. He's actually announced now that he's going to slow walk weaponry that Israel needs to kill the terrorists that have murdered their citizens. And yet he wants to fast track the sale of arms to Turkey so that Turkey can get F-16s, but Israel doesn't get to get any kind of armament so that they can kill terrorists. This guy.
Beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes.
There are actually people out there that don't want to vote for Donald Trump because they're afraid of the chaos that he brings. Have you seen what's happening right now? He then finished his speech after that stirring oratory. He finished his speech, then went and embraced a keg of beer and whispered to it, and then listened to what it had to say back. You think I'm joking? Watch. Yeah, it's going to be Michelle Obama, right? It's totally going to be Michelle Obama. All right, let's wrap things up. He also appeared, again, this is all in the last 5 days. This is how bad it is. It's not like we're looking at, 2 years worth of gaffes that we're glomming together for this one segment. No, this all happened just in the last, 96 hours? Here he is in Virginia. He's rallying to make sure that as many babies are killed as possible before they're born. This is all they've got. They used all the euphemisms: protect reproductive rights and reproductive freedoms and women's health and pro-choice. It's like, say what you will about the pro-life campaign, but I mean, we're pretty clear on where we stand. We're embracing life and we're against abortion. How about you guys? Oh, no, nobody's really for abortion. We're for reproductive rights. We're for reproductive freedom. It's like, we're for reproductive freedom. Good. We want everyone to be free to reproduce as much as they want. In fact, we think that people should be reproducing more. No, what I mean is we want women to be able to make their own health choices. Oh, so you're pro-abortion? No, nobody's really pro-abortion. All right, fine. So here he is at the rally with laser lights and disco balls. And he really wanted to send a clear message to Trump and the Republicans about reproductive freedom.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
Got it? Did you get the message? Good. Take that with you. And that wasn't even the craziest thing he said at the entire event, because earlier he actually denied the results of the last gubernatorial election in Virginia.
Hello, Virginia. And the real governor, Terry McAuliffe.
That's an awkward reaction. Does he really think that he's the governor? Or is he denying the results of the last election when Youngkin won? Or is he let's just chuckle. Oh man, it's only January. Just wait till the summer. It's getting good.